Okay, so starting. Okay. Okay, we're on. Hi, everybody. We're so sorry we're so late, but it's Carrie from Live Accessible and Cassie from On the Fritz tagged me to do the Would You Rather VI collab. And so today I have Serena, a really awesome person. I just love her. We had some technical difficulties, but we're good now. So we're not going to touch any
Probably
settings.
on my side. Sorry.
Oh, okay. But let's see. So go ahead and tell them a little bit, just like a 30-second about your channel and everything and about you. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Serena. My channel, if you just search for Serena Raylita Lind on YouTube, you'll find me. And I'm a blind mother and inspirational speaker. And my channel is really just about me speaking about what it is like to be a blind mother and live a completely fulfilling life in spite of my disability. That's the short version.
Yeah, and I actually have a link to her channel in the description if you guys want to check her out. She's awesome. I really, I don't know. It's just we've talked a little bit over the phone, or a call, Facebook, and you're just a really awesome person.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see. So we're supposed to have 5 questions, and so I guess I'll start first. So let's see. Um, oh wait, let me just check if everybody can hear us. So if you guys can hear us before we start, could you tell us if we are okay? If you can hear us, you can see us.
I can't
Okay.
see Carrie.
What'd you say?
I said I can't see you.
Oh,
It's not working.
open your eyes. No, just kidding. Okay, let's see. Um, well, people are saying hello, so I assume that means that they can hear us. Okay, so On the Fritz is here. Juan from JC5 Productions is here. Let's see. Oh, hey, Tony. Tony Dudley is here, all the way from the UK. Whistler. Okay. Khalid Blind Toes. He said that his toes were wiggling. Okay, okay, okay. So let's go ahead and start the questions. Okay, so number one, Serena, would you rather have a self-driving car that's, is pretty safe? Let's pretend that we're like 20 years ahead in the future, like it's totally safe, you know, it's not going to kill you or anything. Like that's my fear of self-driving cars right now. It's completely autonomous. And would you rather have a self-driving car, or would you rather um, be sighted, but just during driving?
I'd rather have a self-driving car. I would have to say that. Uh, Probably only because it sounds awesome and it would make me as a blind person feel independent, whereas let's say it was possible to kind of magic your sight back only when you're driving, it would kind of feel like a bit of a cop out, even if it was just a hypothetical situation. But I think having a self-driving car would just be really awesome. It'd make a great YouTube video.
I know, right? Well, like the only thing is like, I think probably it's more of a guy thing, but they want to like, have the experience of driving, I guess. And
I get
for me,
that, but
I
driving has never been. I just want to get from point A to point B independently, and if I can do that on wheels and I don't have to actually do the work. Because let's face it, self-driving cars, if you're 20 years ahead of where we are now, they'll probably be a lot safer than I would be if I was actually driving and relying on, like, I don't know, my own reflexes. Because think about it, if you only have sight while you're driving, would you even know how to use that site?
Well, I mean, let's pretend that you do. It's gonna be safe either way.
Okay. Well, I think I'll still take the self-driving car just because it's unique. I want the self-driving car.
I know, but it's so crazy. Like they already have some, but you still have to have,
A sight
vision.
in
You
the
still
car.
need to be able to drive in case something happens. So I am waiting for the day that it's completely autonomous and like safe.
I know. It's so amazing.
Because there was already like a crash or something that I heard, right? About.
I think the self-driving car that, from what I understand, and this could be because I have really, really outdated information, but I think the self-driving car that crashed was actually being driven by a sighted person. So they wasn't actually doing its self-driving thing. It was literally being driven. Because
Uh,
in there you can turn on and off the
yeah.
controls, like you can drive them, or they can do their autonomous thing, or maybe not autonomous, but they can do their self-driving thing. The one that crashed, I think, was being driven. It wasn't actually on self-driving mode, but that could just be like one of the times. Unless, I don't know how often they've crashed, honestly.
Well, yeah, I just want them to be autonomous and you like what you said, like get to point A and point B. And here it looks like everybody likes these self-driving cars, except Whistler says that he used to race cars and that's what he misses most. Can it be like a
Oh,
self-driving race car? Yeah. I think it's like a guy thing.
I think a self-driving race car is kind of like an oxymoron.
Well, that's true.
I think if you used to race
That's
cars
true.
and you lost your sight and you can't race those cars anymore, that's a staggering loss. So I'm sorry
Yeah.
that you can't race your cars.
And he also
Um,
says self-driving cars have been around since early 2000. Google's cars have been mapping everything with no accidents. Yeah, but they have to put like in place the laws and the I don't know what
yeah, I think it's
because
each state. They
uh,
have to like get it approved in each state, and you'd think that this wouldn't take so long, but I'm gonna be a grandma by the time these things come available, and I won't need them
well, I
anymore.
don't know. Just think about it because when I was a kid, they had like those huge they didn't even have cell phones when I was a kid. And now
The
like look what
original cell phones.
what?
I remember those. The
Yeah.
first cell phones were like really big.
Yeah, exactly. And they had like those screens that I couldn't even see them. Well, I was always visually impaired, so I was never able to like see them because the quote larger font was just never large enough. And then they also say that they crash nowhere near as many times as humans do. And Khalid says, actually, there are. Stop moving the chat, guys. No, just kidding. Actually, there was many. Okay. Oh, there's many self-driving car crashes recorded. Okay, so I don't know. I just want it to be safe.
Yeah,
Okay.
I honestly, I will admit, I'm not the best expert. I don't look into it a lot, only because I get really excited about things like that, and the fact that it seems to be just out of our reach is it's really difficult for me to kind of take, because I'm just like, okay, for a lot of the people that have to approve these self-driving cars, it doesn't really affect them, but it affects us. So I don't follow them as closely as I could, because then I just get impatient.
Yeah. Beverly also says what you said about the self-driving cars and being able to multitask and like do something else while you're trying to get somewhere.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What? That's
And it's
probably going to be illegal though. They're going to still have the same rules.
I hope not. That kind of
No,
totally
no.
defeats the
Have you heard of
purpose of
like,
self-driving cars then.
well, on the news, there have been, I'm pretty sure there have been some people who have Teslas, sighted people who have gotten in trouble for sleeping while
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh
being up on the
gosh.
dashboard, sound asleep because the car's doing its self-driving thing.
Oh wow. Okay. It's apparently approved in 7 states already.
That's awesome.
Um,
I need to move now.
Booger Herrera says hi.
Hi.
Okay. Let's see. Cassie says self-driving. Okay, so Cassie agrees about self-driving cars. Okay. Okay, so I think that's all of it. Sorry, guys, the chat keeps moving, so if I miss somebody, sorry. But go ahead, Serena. Let
Okay.
me have your first question.
Well, my first question for you, Carrie, is actually very similar. Would
Uh-oh.
you rather have a self-driving car, again, that is I think my initial wording was like futuristic sci-fi robotic crazy cars, like totally safe and everything, or would you rather have a chauffeur on demand day and night that could take you wherever you needed to go without complaints?
Well, would I have to pay for him?
Ooh,
No.
yeah. I honestly didn't add that into the equation of this question, but you would have to pay for your self-driving car too.
Well, yeah. Well, let's just say they're both free. Let's just
Okay. Just for
because
the
I
sake.
like free. Okay. Um, I kind of like my privacy, but at the same time, like a self-driving car has all these sensors and everything. So I don't know how much privacy you could have necessarily. Um, Gosh, I don't know because there is that like human element, and if it was like a good chauffeur, like somebody that I guess made you feel comfortable, but then there's like the aspect like
Do
of
I
the
actually
self-driving.
talk to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, if they're a good chauffeur, they're gonna know when you don't want to talk, and it's like the Uber
Oh,
drivers, you know, like some of
they're
them just go
really
blah
good at
blah
their
blah, and I'm like, I really don't want to talk. But there's some Uber drivers that, they'll talk if you talk, and then they'll like be quiet if you're like, doing something else. But this is a hard one because you could potentially ask your chauffeur like to do other things.
Hmm. Honestly, when I was writing the question, I didn't have an answer either. I figured I'd give it to you.
Well, I think I'd go with the self-driving car because it's cooler, it's technology and I like technology. I don't know. I think that's what I would do. I don't know. What about you?
I don't know. I'm I'm leaning again toward the self-driving car. I'm not always a people person, and even if he was a good chauffeur, that could kind of tell when I'm really not. You know, the fact is, I'd still be relying on somebody, and if I needed something, like if my daughter got sick in the middle of the night or something, my chauffeur would be there, but I'd still feel bad about waking him up.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't
Self-driving
have to feel
car.
bad about a self-driving car,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Unplug that thing, just wake up. It's happy to just do its thing because it's not sentient. So,
Not yet,
um,
anyway.
right? Oh my gosh. Robot cars, Android cars. That
Oh
would be
gosh. Have you ever read Ender's Game?
Ender's
Did you
Game?
read that?
No.
Okay.
What
It's
is
like
this?
it it's like a sci-fi thing, but
Oh, I love
if
sci-fi.
anybody knows about that, it makes me think of like what if like the self-driving cars start to have like Jane on the cars? I don't know if you guys will
Oh my
understand
god.
that, but yeah.
I like sci-fi stuff, but I've never heard of that Ender's Game. That sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
So Cassie
If the
says,
self-driving cars start taking on their own personalities and start taking
yeah,
over.
gosh, that'd be interesting. It's like the
Or
cars have people. It's not that people have cars.
oh
What
my
is that?
god, or the cars start taking on the personalities of the people that ride in them. Note to self: do not let a jerk in your car.
So some people are saying chauffeur and some people are saying self-driving cars. And let's see. Yeah, Kia is saying a chauffeur. those self-driving cars still need to be worked on. Well, we're talking about like, self-driving cars that are already pretty
Yeah,
close to perfection.
I think like 20, 50 years down the
Yeah.
line and stuff, like futuristic type self-driving cars that, not the ones that own you, but
I'd like wait, this is totally kind of related and it's not one of the questions, but I'm gonna cheat and like insert the questions. But would you rather, if they had a self-driving car, would you rather use like that or would you rather like teleport? That'd be so cool. Like
oh
would
my
you have
gosh, teleportation all the way. Can you imagine? Okay, like say, I don't know. Okay, I guess if you're really being serious, my instantaneous response would be okay, teleportation if they manage to make it, teleportation safe, because I have like my best
like
friend
well
lives in Canada, and I would love to
mhm.
just be able to teleport to her apartment, have like a movie night with her, and then just like teleport home.
Well, did
Um,
you ever watch Harry Potter or read Harry Potter?
yeah, girl.
Okay, so like what if it's not teleporting, it's apparating? What if it's like apparating and like, there's like that chance of being what do you
Splint.
call that? Splint,
Splint.
yeah. What would you,
Ooh,
what would you do? Would you use the flu or would you apparate?
oh my gosh. Well, you see, I think if you have like Hermione never got herself splinched because she just had that iron will. So I think if I was really determined to go somewhere, like to my best friend's house, I would apparate. But if I really didn't want to go somewhere, like to a dentist appointment, I probably flew just so their waiting room could be messy and it would take longer.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my actual next question is okay, that's like a bonus question. Um oh, okay, here. This is still kind of related, but not exactly. Okay. Would you rather have free Aira for the rest of your life or free Uber for the rest of your life?
Darn. Is this number two?
Yes, this is number two.
Ooh, free Aira or free Uber? I probably have to say free. Well, here's assuming that my having free Aira wouldn't cause Aira to, crash and burn like they like to make us
No,
believe.
no, no. This is
Okay, good.
something paid for. Like, say
I would
some
probably
like
have to say
billionaire said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you free one of these services." Which one would you pick?
I would probably have to say free Aira because I use Aira a heck of a lot more than I use Uber, and I will sometimes even use Aira in an Uber while I'm trying to get from point A to point B. But that's really difficult because free Uber means you could go like absolutely anywhere
Yeah,
without
anywhere.
any expense. That's really, really tough. Well, I might have to rethink this answer then because free Uber would mean just kind of like the self-driving car, unlimited access to places, whereas Ira, I don't know, it's expensive, but there are different options, and you could always just not use it and use Be My Eyes. So, oh my gosh, I'm like vacillating really hard between the two.
Well,
It's
let's see what the people in
hard.
the chat to say. Okay, everybody wants to teleport. But Juan says Ira because it can apply to more situations.
Yeah,
And
I'm leaning to.
Blinto says, I want to go and wait, I want to go and free Ira. Oh, okay, he's saying that Ira's more useful. Um, okay, Cassie says Uber probably, and Kay says Uber. I'll use Be My Eyes. I always have places to go, and the buses out here in Seattle have some questionable passengers. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay. So Khalid says free Ira and walk to everywhere. Yeah, like, you know what?
Yeah, I
That would
walk
be
everywhere.
great. But here, where there's no sidewalk and people don't believe in walking,
Hmm.
it's hard.
Yeah,
to
I
do that.
suppose it would really depend on where you live. Right now, I'm
Yeah.
not everywhere as it is, and we do have buses here. I mean, they're not New York buses, they don't appear every 5 minutes, but they're there. But everything that I need is really within walking distance. And like I said, I use Aira all the time. I love, like, one of my favorite things to do with Aira is to have photo shoots with my daughter, because she is a total camera hog, and she's like, "Mommy, I want to shoot it." She will come and just tell me, "Mommy, can we call Aira and take pictures?"
So
They're
funny.
so great.
Oh.
She's the cutest. And I've had situations with Aira where I have played, had them watch my daughter while she plays in the snow, so I could kind of experience, hey, what is she doing, and taking pictures
Mm-hmm.
there. So
Oh,
I can't remember the
that's
name,
really
but the
nice.
fact that it applies to a lot of situations is absolutely correct, because I've used it for oh wow, because I can talk. I've used it for mundane mundane situations. I've used it, and I've used it in kind of really important situations. And I always use Aira to frame myself in my YouTube videos when I'm making them on my own. So free Aira would kind of rock. So I
Yeah,
can't even
well,
go
you know
with
what?
that.
I think that it's kind of different, because you probably use Ira more because I think you have less vision than I do, right? So
Oh
I
yeah,
can use
I think I
that.
have a lot less vision. I mean, you can see flowers, I think, and stuff on the bushes and stuff. So
Well, yeah.
the
I
colors.
mean, if I'm close to it, like I can see the contrast, and then if I get even closer, like my face on it, I mean, I can know that it's flower. But just seeing the color difference, I mean, I assume it's a flower.
But you can read the large print, right?
Yeah, well, like zoom text, like really, really large print. Like,
Yeah, no, even I
yeah,
can't even do that anymore. I used to be
okay,
able to,
yeah.
not anymore. My vision is primarily good for like contrast. Like if I'm walking down a sidewalk, I can see,
Mhm.
okay, the sidewalk's bright white and the grass is a dark green, and it's only green because I know grass is green. But I mean, it's just, okay, that's a bright white line, that's a dark blob, avoid the
Gotcha, yeah.
blob.
So I kind of see like, or I think that certain people like when they kind of choose, they might choose Uber because they can still see or like have more usable vision.
Mhm.
So they probably use Ira or Be My Eyes less. And then I don't know, just an idea. So
I
is
think
that
it
your
really depends on, that's a very situational question. It's not even so much about what people might like, but
yeah,
it's thinking about it practically. It's like, okay, where do I live, and what if I was thinking about this seriously, what would I end up using more?
yeah, that's true. That's true. So um is that your final answer, Ira?
Yes, I would have to
Okay.
final answer.
So what's your next question?
Okay, my next question is fleeing my mind. Okay. Oh my gosh, I had it. Okay, hang on. Okay, my next question is, and even writing this down, I had trouble kind of phrasing it, so bear with me. Would you rather, would you rather be able, would you rather be able to see the faces of the people that you love, better than you can now, but never see the world, never in color? Everything in your world is black and white. Or would you prefer to live in a world of color, but without the ability to see faces with clarity?
I think just the latter. Not being able to see them in color, like in detail, because I guess like all my life I've never really been able to see detail, and
Yeah.
so I don't know if I would really. I mean, I like color.
Yeah.
I like color.
Like, even when I was writing it, I was like, wow, I would get to see my child's face, but
Oh yeah, that's true. But
bringing the world of color around you, like, I mean, I had enough sight when I was younger to be able to see color, and if color's still bright
Mhm.
enough, I can still see it. I like color. I like blue and red. Red is my favorite color because it just kind of leaps out at you, and blue is, but they're so different. You know, red is kind of fiery, and blue is really calming. But I don't think I can envision a world without color. It's kind of like a world without music to me.
Yeah. You know what? I actually had a similar question, but a little bit different.
Like,
Okay.
wait a sec, great minds think alike.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you
Okay.
guys think? Color or no color in your world? You know, would you rather, those of you that have no sight, would you rather be able to see the faces of your loved ones in the world around you, but never in color? Or would you rather just either not see anything at all, as, you know, for those of you who are total, and for those that have some sight, would you rather see things more indistinctly but in color? Or what do you guys think?
Okay, so Kaya says that the second option is how her vision is now, so she'd rather the chat keeps moving. She'd rather keep it. Yeah, I agree with that.
Same here.
The first option is how like a close friend of hers sees the world, like when they are colorblind, but they still have pretty good vision. Okay. Oh, who is this? Jordan is here. Hi, Jordan. Okay, and hold on. Hold on. Okay, this is keeps moving. Okay. Yeah, the world in color, never been able to see the details anyway. Yeah, exactly. So looks like we have a pretty good consensus with that. With color, there's another person. Martin says color, and Tony's. I would like to see color. Okay, color. Okay, everybody says color. Javier says hello. Yeah. Okay, so mine is kind of sort of similar in a way.
What number are we on?
Oh gosh, what number are we on?
Is it 2 or 3?
Okay, no, we're on 3. This is
Three,
the
okay.
third one. Okay, yeah. Okay, so would you rather be sighted? Oh wait, no, that's not the question. Okay, here it is. Would you rather be able to be like have sight to read things like a sighted person, like things in print, like a street sign or store signs, or like things at the stores, but you can only read? This is totally hypothetical. Would you rather be able to read or to recognize people and like see their facial expressions,
I
but you
would,
won't be able to read?
oh yeah, I would absolutely choose people and facial expressions. I've never seen facial expressions, but they're fascinating to me. There are things I'm really creative. I like to write in my spare time, either fan fiction or, go on text role playing games and kind of build stories with other people. And there are little things that I notice and I'm like, wow, when people are describing this facial expression, and I mentioned this in one of my videos. I can't honestly recall which one right now because my memory is horrible. But like, what does a glare look like? What is the difference between a glare and a glower? Or what's the difference between a glare and a scowl? Are they the same thing? Or are they just different words for the same expression? Or, their facial expressions fascinate me. Just the way people look fascinates me. And of course, I would be able to see my daughter. And personally, I like reading Braille. I think being able to turn off the lights, read in the dark, and make everyone else jealous is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know the answer. I mean, I can always pull out a magnifier or like, use KNFB Reader or
I was
Seeing
just
AI or
the Aira.
something. Um, but at the same time, it can be inconvenient, It's like takes some time, and then you gotta pull something out, and you want, like, I mean, that's like one thing, like, I hate going, or it's, well, I don't hate it because I do like to go to the mall, but I can never like see the signs or if there's
Yeah,
sales or if there's tags or like just navigating
just reading
like street
nutritional information
signs.
on packages when you're grocery
Yeah,
shopping.
exactly. Packages or like prices of things and like I never know like just I have to memorize where what aisle things are on because they have
Yeah.
like those huge signs on the top, but
Oh
I
my
can
God.
never see
You
those.
would not survive shopping at Wegmans. We have a Wegmans here. It's a warehouse store. It's really, really awesome. But
Yeah.
they always move things around. So like lately
Oh, I hate that.
I've just been shopping at Aldi because everything's in the same spot and it's cheaper anyway. But like they
Yeah.
move things around.
Like okay, Food Lion. I prefer going to Food Lion because um they have everything generally in the same place. If I go to Lowe's Foods or if I go to where is it? Harris Teeter, I'm
Mhm.
like, why do you move it every time I come here? I can't
Yeah,
find anything.
I think
Or
that's
even
just
Walmart, they do that.
waste of. Oof.
And
I'm,
also, what's really interesting? I was actually using my phone like as a magnifier, and I found it funny that like those signs where like things are like this is the pasta and the spaghetti sauce and whatever.
yeah.
Those signs would be much smaller than these like huge like sale signs, and I'm like, what? They just like want to sell
Really
to
trying to
you.
get your attention.
That's yeah.
Honestly, the way I say it, I've told people this so many times. Blind people should have been charged with designing the world because everything would make a lot more sense. You could walk into a store and aisle one would be to the left, and then it would go 1, 2, 3, 4. It wouldn't go one, then B8, then
Oh
C
my
F
gosh.
three. That's how it goes. It's insane.
Yeah, okay, so some people are saying reading, they usually identify by voice or they just ask the people, um, and they don't play guessing games with me. And Cassie says reading. Oh no, that was Kea that was saying that don't play games. And then Tony says don't shop at Costco. They do the same thing. Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Okay, no,
I get
I
how
can't tell who's okay. If sorry, 1 second.
yeah,
But
no,
if I
I,
say that the wrong person said something, sorry, because it keeps moving. Somebody said something. Okay, go ahead.
I was just saying, I think there are situations in which reading would be pretty awesome, like being able to read my daughter a bedtime story and stuff. But like I said earlier, I would just use my free Aira,
Oh,
all that stuff.
you know what?
um,
Tony says that
oh,
she would choose facial expressions, and I'm kind of leaning into because she wants to see her daughter's faces and
yeah.
smiles. And that's really interesting because I was thinking about my son and
Hmm.
like my husband, and you were thinking about your daughter. So it's
I think
interesting
it's
like how the moms are kind of like, we want to see our kids.
we want to see our kids. I mean, I think it's also like it's really cool that being a mom, I don't think you always need to, and I don't know if you know, ugh, I can't talk today, I'm sorry. I don't know if you've noticed this with your son, as I believe he's fairly young, like he's a toddler, right?
Yeah, he's 2.5.
um but my daughter is 6 and she'll be 7 in December, and sometimes like as they grow and kind of grow into their personality, you don't always have to see their facial expressions to know what expression they're making, usually when they're giving you the look or rolling their eyes at you. Because I have turned around and been like, fix your face, or don't look at me like that, or don't roll your eyes at me, and she'll come back with like, you, how did you know? You can't see me. I'm like, I know you. So
Oh
I
yeah.
still think I'm leaning toward facial expressions just because of my daughter. And honestly, she's like the main one. And sometimes I think being able to see faces would assist with now I'll put it out there with self-esteem. I can have very it's difficult for me to have self-esteem where like faces like where my face is concerned, like what do I look like, or like am I okay, because like I just don't know what I look like. I mean, I know I have dark hair, I know I have dark eyes, I know I have olive skin, I know I have like a button nose and full lips and a heart-shaped face, but you put all that together and you can have 10 different females that look completely different but have all the same features. So it would also help with, you know, being able to see me and kind of knowing a bit more about, hey, this is what the world sees when they look at me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
And I
even just
think,
about seeing other people too, and it would make putting makeup on a lot easier.
yeah, I like just totally struggle with that. But I think too that it just interactions, like sometimes, like, I
Yes.
have a really hard time because sometimes people, I can't tell what expression they're giving me or like the nonverbal signs that they're
Yes.
giving me, whether, like if it's a
No, I
positive
know
or negative,
exactly.
or so
It's
sometimes it's hard for me to react. And I'm like,
that can be the same way with like, oh my gosh, you're right with everything. Either like, you know, obviously you're married, so it's different, but you know, like a guy you meet when, you know, this is just doesn't happen to me because I don't go out, but you know, if you're out there, a guy you meet, and a lot of apparently a lot of flirting signals are very nonverbal. They're all in the facial expressions or the cues that they're giving you, you know. But also what I find really difficult about, and this is actually very big with my family or with a lot of social gatherings where people might seem, they might just be really uncomfortable with the blind person there, but a lot of people talk with their eyes to each other.
mm-hmm,
They don't want to say something aloud, or they'll say, or I've been at, you know, get-togethers with my family where something will happen, or and they'll all look over and start laughing, or be like, something would happen, somebody would either give someone, you know, a look or a gesture, and everyone would be
yeah,
like, oh, I can't believe you did that, and then when you ask, they'll explain it to you, but you've just totally missed it. And
yeah,
it's very
yeah,
isolating, and I don't actually like to be a part of crowds or a part of family gatherings in that regard, because a lot of the times they'll do that, and and sometimes it's not even facial expressions, but if they don't want you to hear something, or they don't want
mm-hmm,
a kid around them, if you're at a table with a child or a child is nearby, they will mouth what they're saying so people can see what they're saying, but they can't hear it. Well, we can't see that, so it goes right over our head again, and
yeah.
it's a really isolating experience.
Yeah, I mean, like in the books, like I always read, and then like, oh, she glanced to the left, like so they're supposed to like move that way or something, and I'm like, but how do you see that? Because I never was like able to do that or
Yeah,
even see that happen. So I think that would be cool.
would
And
be.
also like one good thing about my family though is like a lot of us are blind, so we
That's
don't have
awesome.
so we don't have as much trouble with that.
My person in my family. It's great, but it's so much fun when you have like a bunch of blind people. Like I've had my best friend Jenna visit me a lot, and it's just so funny because like we'll just like smash into each other. Oh hi, you know, just like there's just like ways of interacting when you have blind people, you know, in your family or you know as friends or in your vicinity. But it's also really hard when you're the only one and people don't take that into
Yeah,
consideration.
yeah.
So facial expressions, yeah, I'd have to say that that's still a go for me, because there are other ways to read, but there's not always other ways to, you
Yeah,
know.
and I don't know if it's just recognizing the people, but those expressions, that's what I really want to, you know. I mean, I want to
Yeah,
see
recognition is
people's
just
faces, but the expressions, that's what I really want to do.
me too. It's
Uh,
all the depth of what's inside, you know.
yeah, exactly. So, okay, what's your third question?
Okay,
Round
you're
number three.
that was your third question.
Yeah, that was my
That's
third
fine. Let
question.
me
So
just
what's your third question?
okay.
Oh, by the
My
way, you changed
question is,
Cassie's mind.
hmm?
Because now you changed Cassie's mind. She was talking about reading before. Now she's saying that you're right, and that she thinks that she'll change her answer to facial expressions.
That's awesome. You know, it's actually very funny. I planned to do a YouTube video on this entire topic. I'm gonna have to do this one day. I might have to get I might have to like get Carrie here and do a live stream on it so everyone can have their input on just that topic alone, because it seems like a really, really, really deep one. But yeah, I'm sorry. I tend to babble a lot, so.
No, you're fine. Okay, so go ahead and
Okay.
get your next question.
My next question for you, Carrie, is: would you rather, and this is actually very much like yours, because apparently I was stealing things from your head this past couple weeks, but would you rather have sight only when you're working on your computer so you can see everything, be able to look at pictures and use the mouse? Or would you rather, and this is another futuristic scenario, or would you rather have a mental interface that would allow you to utilize your computer without being able to see it, but you would still be able to kind of know what is on there? You would still be able to know and have, access to pictures and to be able to use your computer, but you wouldn't be using your sight. You wouldn't have sight.
It's some kind of like data to brain download.
Yeah, pretty much, kind of like that. You would still be able to kind of access your computer and stuff, and you would have access to pictures and all that stuff. But honestly, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, would your brain download software or actually be able to see those pictures if you didn't have sight? So I don't know. I guess you could use your computer with sight, or you could have access to like the entire net or whatever through your brain interface, but you wouldn't be able to see.
Well, I think that would be more efficient.
Yeah, right? You just like hack into your computer to fix everything that breaks.
Well, I mean, like, sometimes I have to like well, I would be sighted. I wouldn't because I was gonna say that with Zoom text, I do use Zoom text, so I'm like, where the heck did the mouse go? But if I'm sighted, I probably won't have that. I kind of think it's a cool concept, so I'm kind of leaning towards the whole mind, being able to mentally control your computer. But then again, what would that mean? Like, you have software in your brain? Because what if somebody hacks into your
brain is a computer, and you could interface with you'd see in futuristic technology, but you still wouldn't be able to interact visually with the visual things in your computer, because theoretically, it's still using your own brain. And if parts of your brain, or parts of your, I don't know, your eyes and stuff, if it doesn't work,
but what if you get like a virus, or what if somebody hacks into
that would suck. I didn't even think of that.
Oh my gosh. So,
oh my gosh. If you got a virus, how would you fix that?
Okay.
You go completely off.
I don't know if I would be so much into cyborg territory. So I think, you know what, I'll just go with the sighted.
I knew that was my thing too. I'm like, okay, I really like the whole if it was safe, I don't know, because you'd be able to kind of interface with a computer and kind of find things and download things and not have to worry about screen readers crashing and everything like that. But by the same token, it would be really cool to be able to see pictures on a computer, to see pictures that people send me, or to see images, or to design my own web page via sight, instead of just being able to kind of interface with things. And yeah, you could say, okay, let me design my website, and here's what I would want. I would want the background to be blue, and I would want the with your brain interface, you could say, I want the background of my website to be blue, or I want to paint this picture, and here's what I want it to look like. So you could theoretically kind of use a program with your mind and be like, okay, here's a Photoshop, but if you didn't know what the picture looked like, if you did, you could say, okay, I want to change this person's hair to this shade, and I want to change the lighting to this, but you still won't really be able to see it. So they both have really interesting perks. I think I'd like to be able to see what I was doing. So if I was going to play around with Photoshop or something, I think I'd like to see the end result. So I think I'd probably take sighted too.
Yeah, but it's a really cool concept too at the same time. So, but I think I'll lean to the sighted. Cassie says that she poked herself in the eye with mascara every day.
Ouch,
I like that's what I do. Oh
mascara.
my gosh.
I'm only just getting okay with putting on eyeliner. I always have to call Ira and be like, "Am I doing this right?"
I hate eyeliner. I hate eyeliner. I threw it against. Like Pablo was like, "Hey, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I don't know if the eyeliner is okay, but
Yeah,
but anyway."
I got a stick of eyeliner for Christmas from my sister sent it to me, and it's like it glides on really smooth, but to an extent that can be even more difficult. I kind of wish it stuck me in the eye a bit more so I'd have more of an idea of where it was. This one glides on really
Yeah.
nice. It works. I mean, I'm wearing it now. I can do it. I think it's just a matter of practice, but it's just annoying. But mascara is even worse. I've heard
Which is
this
interesting because I actually do better with mascara than
really.
eyeliner. But
I
there's
don't even
some guys
have
in here who probably might not want to hear about have a makeup talk. So, oh
Sorry.
yeah.
But I just want to point out, and I'm sorry if it's off topic and
Okay, no, go ahead.
but if you poked yourself in the eye with mascara, I've heard that if you use the little sample sizes and the wands are really a lot shorter, that might help.
Okay, they're talking about the some people we're kind of split on the computer with sight and like some people are saying a neural internet and I'd rather use my eyes. Option 2 would like to burn up my brain. A blind line. Total brain interface. Of course, Sam would choose the brain interface. And then Blind Toes says the mental interface is more useful. And Khalid is talking about how much he uses the computer a lot.
Yeah, okay, but think about this. How many, like, if for those of you that use Discord, because for on Windows computers I do find that it is accessible, less so if you're using NVDA, but like, can you imagine getting instant messaged all the time in your head?
Oh gosh.
Like,
Oh
you'd
my
have to be able to
gosh.
turn
Do
up.
not disturb. Do not disturb. Gosh.
You'd have to be able to turn that off at some point. Or like put it in sleep mode or something.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I know, right? And it would be really hard to explain that. You didn't get my text last night. What do you mean you didn't get it?
I was
Directly to your brain.
I blocked you.
Oh, it's a mental block.
It gives a whole new meaning to just blocks you out, right? It's like, so are you just blocking me or are you blocking the entire world wide web? It's like,
I
no.
know, right? Like, imagine having to like restart your brain.
Right? But you would still have, but like, think about it. If you had access to like the net and not, you would have like access to free movies and you could just be able to like watch a movie in your head or listen to like a described movie in your head. That would be cool.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next question.
It's way too many possibilities there.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is a fun one. Would you rather be lost in a huge crowd of people?
Oh my god,
Wait,
you're
wait,
so
wait.
what am I in?
Wait, 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 wait. Who do not speak English.
Oh
Okay? They
god.
do not speak English. They do not speak whatever language you speak. Or would you rather be lost in a huge empty building that has no braille, like, and it's like this confusing thing, and you had to get out? And like, yeah. So which one would you?
Is this building safe?
Well, it's not like somebody's gonna murder you or anything, but like,
I guess that works.
I mean, you could fall down or like over something that's in the middle, or like it. I mean, it's not like a creepy Stephen King warehouse or anything like that. No.
Okay. And there's no one around in this building.
There's nobody around, and you have, yeah, there's nobody around.
Okay, see, this is where the brain interface would come in handy. Okay.
Download the map.
Oh my gosh. I would probably. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just sitting here staring at the phone thinking, like, that's a tough one. Like, because, you know, communicating with people that don't speak your language is a lot of hand gestures and pointing. And, you know, so you wouldn't be able to see that. But being lost in a building, I'd probably take being lost in a building because you never said I couldn't use my free Aira to get out.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But even so, like lost in a building, like if you have like, I don't know, I guess it would really depend on what you're doing, but there are you could kind of be ingenious and find ways to mark your
It's
way.
like yeah, but remember
No,
that it's like a multi. Well, I was thinking of like in a
maybe.
hospital, like in a, you know, it has like 20 floors or something.
I've been lost in places like this. It's creepy, but you still, there's usually a way to kind of get yourself out. But oh my gosh, that's really rough because like I get really creeped out like in big places, like alone like that. But I think I also get really creeped out in huge crowds. Like I don't like being jostled. I don't like being touched. I don't by strangers. I don't like being like in this press of people where I feel like I've got no escape, because being in a press of people is honestly, to me, a lot scarier than being alone, because there are so many people around and if they don't speak English, honestly, it's that I think scares me more than the empty building. At least in the empty building, I could try to find my way, or and promise I wouldn't get killed because I can live. So yeah, I think I'd have to take the empty building. Both are super creepy options.
Well, Beverly says that she got lost in Germany once.
Oh,
But she says that it worked out fine.
that's because just follow the scent of cake. There's cakes
The cake.
all over Germany. I've heard.
Okay, Juan says alone in a building as long as it's not haunted.
Oh man, she didn't say it wouldn't be haunted. She just said you wouldn't get killed. She didn't say nobody else had.
Yeah.
Nobody else hadn't gotten killed. You just wouldn't.
What if you like trip over something and it's a dead body? What would you do? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I would choose the building because you can use your skills to find your way out. Could just use a translation app. Okay. I don't know. I think I'd rather be lost.
No, Google Translation apps. Have you ever tried to use Google Translate? You might ask where the nearest bus stop was and find yourself soliciting somebody.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But that's true too. But oh man, I don't know. No, I think I'd still take the building. Just huge press of people freaks me out. I don't do well in crowds.
I don't know. I think I would rather the people. I can deal with people better than like alone by myself in a creepy. But okay. So this is me. Okay, if I'm watching a movie that is not scary. Okay, it's not a horror movie.
Okay.
It's just like there's like a problem, and like I have to stop the movie. Like I can't watch it. That type of person. So I don't know how I would handle like a building where like even if it's not haunted, it would be so scared.
Like I imagine this building to be like dark with really winding like corridors, and like the lights are not all on in different areas. So like,
and then like
really
flicker.
Building, but I think I think I'd still take the building, but I'd probably be insane by the time I got out because my imagination can run away with me really, really, really good too. I'll do the same exact thing. I'll like be watching Law and Order, which is kind of intense, but it's not actually like scary.
Yeah.
And something crazy. I mean, they'll say something, and I'll just, oh, that's creepy. And then I'm looking over my shoulder, as I'm walking into my bedroom, like I can actually see somebody creeping up on me. But I get that too. So I would probably pick the building and the lack of sanity still over the crush of people that keep going way faster.
That is a fair choice. Okay, so go ahead. What's your
Okay, so mine
question?
was actually rather similar. Would you rather? Oh my gosh! Wait, it's like okay. How do I phrase this now? Oh my gosh. Okay. Would you? I think it's just a sentence. Mine was a bit simpler. Would you rather be lost in a huge transit center, um, without the ability to talk to anybody? Like, would you rather be, blind and mute and lost in a huge transit center, or would you rather be lost? This is where I've been lost at night in a virtually deserted neighborhood.
Okay, no, definitely the transit center. I can't do night. I'm like,
Yeah, it's really
I'd be
creepy.
scared. I'd be scared,
I've had that
especially
happen.
as a girl, as like a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know how I no in this quote deserted neighborhood. That's that makes me think of Silent Hill territory.
Oh my gosh, creepy. Yeah, no, it's I've been in that situation. Like,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
really,
Well,
yeah, it's really creepy. Like, there was nobody in that near. I managed to find my way out, but I swear I was like shaking by the time I got out. I was
I
like,
can
what?
imagine. Oh my gosh. At least
It
you're
was a
here.
long time. I was still a teenager. Stupid bus driver dropped me off at the wrong spot, and it was late. And at that, there was no Aira back then. There were no
Mhm. You
ability.
might
I didn't have a cell phone back then. There were no options for finding your way out of a situation. No, I'm sorry. I had a cell phone, but it was like a normal flip cell phone. They didn't have like the screen readers on cell phones, right when I started using them. So there wasn't really any option like that, but it was definitely creepy. So I think I would agree with you. Even if I couldn't talk and wouldn't be able to see people, there are still ways to interact with things because there's announcements and you can just follow the sound of like escalators and just work your way up in a huge transit center. I've been lost in a huge transit center too with a 2-year-old. So
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
she actually found her way out. She found the train. It was weird. Like, it was. She
That's
just kept
awesome.
pulling me down the stairs because I guess she knew because she'd traveled that way before. So she just
Oh,
kept pulling me down the stairs in the same direction that she'd went, and I'm just like,
yeah.
oh, okay. We did get on the wrong train at one point, and she still doesn't let me live it down. She goes, Mom, you remember the time you got on the wrong train? I go, remember the time you relieved me?
Kids remember everything, don't they?
I don't get how she remembers this when she was 2, but she still remembers my guide dog, who I had to retire when she was about 18, 19 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Really?
she still says, I miss Tony, and I'm like, do you remember him? Like, remember what he looks like? And she'll tell me what he looked like, and she'll tell me the things that she used to help with and the way that they used to play. Like, it's all true. It's like, it's creepy, but it's also in a way kind of sad because as they get older, their memories are going to start fading because they're going to go further and further away. But it's like creepy.
They're talking about like being stuck in a Silent Hill building.
Oh my gosh! Silent Hill building.
Oh my gosh. No.
That's horrible.
No, 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 no.
Can you imagine if the building was like an abandoned asylum?
Oh my gosh, stop it. Stop it. Oh my goodness. No, I can't. Yeah.
Does
Wow.
anyone ever like realize that when you freak yourself out, going into a bathroom is exceptionally scary for some reason? Because it's usually like where bad things happen in horror movies.
I know, right?
The bathroom is supposed to be like where you feel so safe and everything. Like when I'm in the shower, it's like, okay, that's my relaxing time. But yeah. Then you think of Carrie's abandoned asylum.
Oh gosh, my abandoned asylum.
Hey, I said abandoned neighborhood. You said
No.
abandoned building, and they're talking about the building. So
Okay. I take responsibility. Haha. I'll be outside watching everybody fumble around trying to get out of the building. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, and I'll send the zombies in there too.
oh my gosh, it just makes me think of that song. Read your brains. Look it up, people.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so question number 5 for you is actually something Sam asked Cassie, I think, but I wanted to ask you like in like a little bit differently from what they did. Would you rather be in the economic, like financial position you are right now and be sighted, or would you rather be like filthy rich and blind, or like what
Totally.
sight you have now?
I am probably gonna go with rich. And it's not only because I struggle a lot with finances as it is, and it adds an extra layer of stress to stress, stress upon stressor. I can stress out really easy. I have bad anxiety, so I know what it's like to kind of live in financial straits, and I don't think being sighted it would make that any easier. So, but if you're rich and you're blind, you have a lot more means to be able to withstand the fact that nobody wants to hire you because you can't see. You would have ways of hiring people to take you places, or to be able to use Uber to get to places without having to worry that you're not going to be able to feed yourself for the last week of the month if you use it too many times.
Yeah, and then
Get
you
to your
can pay
doctor's
for your own
appointment.
free Aira and free Uber, right?
Right?
At least, well, it wouldn't be
Exactly.
free,
You
but I
can get
mean,
free
you wouldn't.
Ira for Uber if you're filthy rich.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely choose rich just because it would make life a lot easier. And let's just face it, a lot more fun.
Yeah, I'd go with the same. I mean, I guess for me, I'm kind of comfortable with the vision I have, or even if I was totally fine, like you said, like I could have a maid, I could have a
Yeah.
chauffeur or Uber or self-driving car. I could do all these things, and I don't
I would be
know.
able to offer my daughter more if I was rich
Yes,
too. It's not even just about me. It's
exactly,
about like
exactly.
I'm a
Yeah.
mom and you're a mom. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
family son. I mean, they never said, okay, you had to use this filthy rich money just to, help yourself as a blind person.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
being rich would mean I could make an awesome trust fund for her, which she wouldn't be able to touch until she's 30 because 18-year-olds are stupid when it comes to money, mostly. Sorry if I have any 18-year-olds listening. I said mostly.
Hey, we've all been there. We've all been there.
I
So.
was terrible. I will freely admit it. I was awful with money at 18. I just didn't get it. So, but yeah, it would be awesome to be rich. It would just make life a lot easier. Like, I mean, just think about like Instacart or something like that. If I didn't want to go lugging all my groceries, I would be able to just have them delivered and not have to worry about how much extra that's going to cost with service fees and everything.
We could even just hire somebody. Okay, go order or do this or go that.
Not for me. I would have a chef, man. Okay. I would have a chef. There would always be pots of coffee brewing. There would be like such good food all the time. Oh my gosh, it'd be so awesome. Now I'm hungry.
And then they talked about Silent Hill bathroom. Apparently somebody went to the movie theater and saw like a Silent Hill. They had a Silent Hill bathroom. And then everybody's talking about how scary bathrooms are, and yeah, that is so true. Especially when you're like visually impaired, like because your imagination just wanders and you can't see the details. So sometimes when you're in that,
for you,
yeah, it like fills it in and it makes it really scary. You can like, totally freak yourself out. Okay, they're talking about rich and blind again. Yeah, everybody wants to be rich and blind.
right?
Oh my goodness.
Good night. Wish. I think everyone has dealt with that, you know. I've been there, guys. If you have ever faced a situation where you weren't hired or weren't even considered for an interview because, oh my gosh, you're blind and apparently you're going to burn down the building just by stepping into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I have lost track. I think I've been rejected for like, I think I lost count after like 65. I actually did keep count. I had like this, I had my slate and stylus, and I would like put a dot for every
Oh,
every person that rejected me. I mean, I have like a bunch of sheets of paper, but I didn't even get to the interview stage because when they found out I couldn't see, they're like, oh wait, maybe yeah, we're not really the best fit for you, you know, all that jargon. So I mean, I think being rich would be awesome because I mean, I'm not above making my own money, but how is that possible when you're not given the chance?
yeah, yeah, and I think that's why, like these days, they try like there's a lot of like programs and things to help people, you know, blind people to be entrepreneurs because of how difficult it is, like, the job market, and even with like ADA and
Yeah.
what do you call it,
Um,
affirmative action and all these kinds of things, there's still like that
yeah.
bias.
The agencies that claim that they're supposed to help, they don't help. Like I have had things, a case open with my, you know, what is it? Division of Blind Services. I think that's
Yeah,
what.
vocational
Yeah,
rehabilitation. Yeah.
that's it. Agency for like years, and I'm just like no joke, and I'm like, okay, I'm calling you, I'm trying to get a hold of you, but you're not responding in anything remotely akin to a timely manner, which is
Yeah.
why I, you know, like in a couple years, my I don't know, my daughter's father might get transferred to Germany and stuff like that, and she's going to go with him because it's a great opportunity for her, but you generally need a work visa to be able to go abroad like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it would be for 3 years. I might lose my child because I'm not being given a chance to get work in. So I mean, I can go and visit her for like 6 months, but then I won't see her for 6 months, you know, and this is all because how am I supposed to get a work visa when I can't work? It's part of the reason why I, you know, chose to be on YouTube, not only because, you know, YouTube can provide an income if you get enough followers and if you are, you know, successful enough on it, but it kind of, it's just, I needed to be another voice out there saying, hey, we're people and we deserve the same, you know, considerations that sighted people have. We are not incompetent just because we can't see. So
Exactly. I mean,
get off my
we
soapbox now.
can't see, we're not stupid. That's like something that really irritated me, especially in school, because there was always like that. I mean, it starts when kids are so young that they have like this idea that if you have a disability or if you're blind or whatever, I mean, they either just kind of shun you, they don't understand, and then I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
You're
Like,
different and you're different, and thus
exactly.
you are somehow lesser because you don't fit in with the norm. And I don't know. It's just, it's difficult, and it has really far reaching consequences for a lot of blind people. And a lot of, you know, people will look at us and be like, oh, they're on social security or they're on this because they're not contributing members to society. Well, actually, we would be if we'd been given the chance.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
we are not, those of us who have to have government assistance or help in some other way, we don't have it because we want it. It's not like, I would love to be able to have a routine where I got up and went out to work all day, you know, and had a job that I could guarantee would bring me a steady income. You know, that would be amazing. So it's just, you know, I guess I can just hope that, you know, one of these days I will be able to, you know, my YouTube channel will become successful enough that I can actually earn a career with it. And if it's not in time, if it's not, you know, within the next 2 years, hopefully it'll be maybe a little bit after that. So maybe I could join my family in Germany, you know, because I would be able to be eligible for that visa.
Mhm.
It's long, you know, it goes beyond for a lot of people. The situations can vary from, oh, this person, you know, thinks I'm a complete layabout because I don't have a job, to your family's going to get torn apart because nobody's giving you a chance.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's why, like, there's sometimes, I mean, the more voices there are with me, you, there's a lot of people who are blind and visually impaired, YouTubers in the chat, like everybody watching, like we contribute and we advocate, and collectively, the more we can put that message out on the internet and just in general, the better, like, society as a whole can have an impact. So, it's always better to have more people so that we can have that stronger impact.
Yeah, it's so true. And just, I'm not sure if I'll be able to see the I don't know, I guess when the stream's over I'll look in the chat. But guys, put down your YouTube channels if you have them. I will completely subscribe. I love finding new YouTubers to watch. And to subscribe to and to support. So if you guys have a channel or you suggest a channel, let me know. I am all over that. Watching YouTube is one of my favorite things to do when I'm drinking coffee. There's a lot.
Oh yeah, and also, Serena, are you even part of the blind and visually impaired YouTuber support group on Facebook?
uh, I don't think so. I don't think I knew of that. I'm still
Okay.
pretty new, guys. I haven't posted a lot recently. Just I had a death in the family, so have been dealing with that. But I'm still pretty new to this entire YouTube thing, so I haven't subscribed to tons of people, and I don't know a lot of the groups and stuff that are out there. So thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to have to invade that.
Yeah, and also, like, on our website we have like a list of blind and visually impaired youth. I'll send you a link later.
Sweet. Yes. All right.
And also, I know, somebody's calling me. But
Oh,
Whistler also has a list of people who are blind and visually impaired, and yeah, so there's actually, the more people I find, the more people that I find and connect with, the more I realize that there's more out there that I don't know about, because I'm like, when I first started YouTube, I would be like, okay, there's Sam, and there's like James Rath and Molly Burke and James Rath. And then
yeah. I
later
started
it's like,
on
there's
Molly.
this person and this person
Yeah.
and this person, and there's more and more people, and there's more and more people that are joining YouTube, which I think is just awesome. So,
Absolutely. I mean, I found Molly Burke. She was the first one I started watching, and I think she's awesome, but she can also be really daunting if you're a new YouTuber because she's so big and she's so successful at such a young age that people like me, I'm, you know, past 30 and I'm like, "Oh wow, maybe this isn't for me if I'm not already super successful and I'm not 24." You know, so I think it can be difficult to break into that. But if there's anyone listening who wants to start that YouTube channel but it's just a little nervous because you're like, oh my gosh, how could I compete? It's not really even about that. It's just everyone has something different to offer. Like my life is not anything like Molly Burke's life, and Molly's life isn't anything like Carrie's life, and Carrie's life
no,
isn't anything
not
like
at
mine.
all.
You're right. Right, like I'm not a model, I'm not, you know, like she's just, oh my gosh, and it's
Yeah.
incredible all the stuff that she has accomplished at such a young age. So I will admit I'm a little daunted by that so far as YouTube is concerned, but it's really really encouraging to me to hear that there are so many other blind YouTubers who might not be quite that holy wow, I have nearly 2 million subscribers, but who are still out there making a difference, because it makes me feel like, hey, I'm part of this awesome community and I don't have to feel like I'm sort of a step or 20 below the blind YouTubers that have come
Um,
before.
just remember that everybody started exactly where you are. So, everybody starts at 0 views, 0 subscribers, 0 everything. So
Yeah,
it,
I think collaborating is awesome too, which is like something I totally want to do more.
yeah. Uh,
She's just like,
oh my goodness. Yeah, we've been talking for a while now, hasn't it?
I don't know. Alexa, what time is it?
It's like,
The time is 4:05 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, you probably called everybody's Alexa now.
Oops. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh my goodness, yeah. But what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. So, but
like 3 though, so it's only been about an hour.
yeah, but no, I can't remember what I was gonna say. I got distracted.
What was the question you asked me? I think oh gosh. I'm like averting my face. Those of you that can see, I tend to do that when I'm thinking. I'm just like trying to.
Okay. Wait, did we finish all the questions, by the way?
No, I think we have one more. Like.
Oh, okay.
No, wait. You asked one. I think you asked your 5th. I think it's my 5th.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you asked me the. What was it that you just asked me?
I don't remember.
Somebody was paying more attention.
Okay.
My brain just went on a tangent. I'm sorry.
Okay, I asked them. About being rich and
right, yeah. That's what triggered this entire me rambling.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm a little better about rambling in my YouTube videos because I can edit those.
That's the beauty of a live stream, though. You get it's really genuine.
That's awesome. I try to be genuine in that too, but I just try not to bore people. I still end up rambling too far. My videos are never under like 20 minutes. Okay, so what was my last question though? I was just like, okay, I'm trying to think here. Okay, I think it was. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, if you had the
Would you rather?
If you had the mental interface, you could just tell the computer, like, what was my next question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you imagine if somebody hacked your brain? It would stink.
Yeah. If there was spyware.
Can you imagine you'd have Facebook in your head? Like, oh my gosh. Do you have any idea how many notifications you would get? You'd go mad within the month if you didn't have a sign.
Probably uninstall it.
Yeah, really. Okay, so my 5th question for you is, would you rather have no sight but be like Daredevil in the sense that you could see through very distinct sound waves, like the snap of a finger, or because you could argue that there's always sound waves moving in the world, but that's not what I'm thinking. Would you rather have no sight and be able to see through very distinct things like, snapping fingers or clicking or tapping? You would be able to see kind of in waves, not all the time, and probably it would kind of flow, ebb and flow, ebb and flow. It wouldn't be a steady sight. Or would you rather be able to see through the eyes of like your dog or an animal that you had with you constantly? Like, say you had a service dog, and it didn't always have to be a guide dog. If you're not a dog person, it could be, a service kitten or something. I don't know. Would
I rather be Daredevil or a warg? Is that what you're asking?
You would not be a superhero. You'd just be able to see things like normally. Or would you rather have a more constant vision, but it would be little.
Okay, so have you watched read Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I watched it too.
Oh, okay. I would. I don't know. Would I rather be Bran? I didn't watch the series, so I don't know anything about the series. But I think that I'd rather be like a warg or like Bran or like see in that way. I don't know. That'd be really cool. And I like Bran in the Game of Thrones. So.
Yeah, no, I think that's really cool. I think you could probably like take the vision of other people too, passing it on. Like if you're on the corner with somebody You could just kind of like peek through their eyes and be like,
that would be hard to get used to though, because it would be always like a different perspective.
exactly, that's what I'm
So
saying. So it
yeah.
would be different, or you could have a more your perspective, but it would still be more like an ebb and flow. Kind of like for those of you who, I don't know, for anyone who has been to the beach, think of like the way the ocean moves against your feet. It's always kind of, it's surging and then it goes away and it surges forward, which would mean you would see all sorts of things, and then it would kind of ebb until you're in darkness again. Like, would you want to live through that, or would you rather live with a constantly shifting perspective?
I'd rather have the constantly shifting perspective. I don't know. I like the idea of that. You know, it's always good to have a different perspective on things, because, you know, what if you want to, if you're not in the right angle or something to see something? So, wait, would I also, like, if I look through a service dog's eyes, would I be able to, like, make him move a certain way?
I don't know. I'm thinking more that you would just be able to kind of hop on the bandwagon for his vision. You wouldn't be able to move.
Oh, then that's no fun.
It's just about vision, not so much about controlling the dog, but you know, maybe one day. He bribed him with enough bones.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I would choose either. I don't think I would like the ebbing and flowing. Like, that just strikes me as being really irritating. Where, like, say you're trying to read something or whatever, you'd have to continually snap your fingers, and because that's not a constant sound, everything would just kind of be coming in and out of focus. So I think I would take the shifting perspective too, even if it, you know, if it meant warging into people, that would be extra cool. But even if it just meant like borrowing their eyes for that moment, I don't know, I think that would be pretty cool too.
Well, yeah, I think that I would probably go with that because I think it's cool.
It'd be
So,
cool to see like a baby's eyes. Like, what do they actually see?
what do they see? Because they say like they don't fully form until, you know,
No,
for a
I've heard
while.
that.
So,
Like a baby, like especially newborn, they don't really see much. Everything's blurry and kind of just.
a lot of people are saying Daredevil.
Yeah, you want the Daredevil thing. They want to be able to see through sound waves. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like that.
I don't know.
I
I think.
wasn't too impressed by the Daredevil movie though, so maybe that's.
Well, I actually haven't watched it, so I'm kind of like I've
I'm
heard it
impressed.
like I've
Honestly.
heard about it, but sometimes when I hear too much about something, I'm like, I don't want to watch it.
Well, I've just like heard people ever since I was a teenager. You know, they'd whip out my cane and they'd be like, "Oh, look, it's Daredevil." I've actually had people ask me, like, seriously. So, are you like Daredevil? I'm like, am I a superhero? No.
That would be cool though, like, you know.
I don't know. I don't think I'd be a very good superhero because I'd be like, okay, you got yourself in trouble. Are you worth saving? Are you an ass? Pardon the language. But it's just like, I don't know. Do I like you enough to save you? I don't know. But I think I would do the seeing through other people's eyes thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Because
And it
it's
would be
not that
interesting
because
to see how, like, if there's a difference in the way people actually see, because remember that it's not always the same. It's not just like looking through something. It's like that brain to eye connection or whatever. So it'd be
well,
so interesting.
people interpret things differently too. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is based on what they've been through and what they've, you know, how they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I wonder if a lot of the world is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, a brown tree is always going to be a brown tree, but some people might look at it and not see that striation within the bark, or some people might look at it and not see the robin in the nest, you know, or something like.
How do we know that everybody sees colors in the same way?
I
What if
don't
they're
believe
just
they
so
do.
accustomed to seeing it in that way? So, like, what if, like, you know, the brown was actually green to them, and so they were
Interesting.
always like accustomed to that, and so it's normal for them. I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out.
It reminds me of a couple lines from one of the songs in the Broadway play Matilda, and she sings and she says something. I won't sing it because then you'll lose all your subscribers. But he says, "Have you ever wondered, well, I have, about how when I say red, for example, there's no way of knowing if red means the same thing in your head as
Yeah.
red means in my head when someone says red."
Exactly. So that'd be really interesting, and to see like how animals or like other different species like sees
See things, yeah. Because
different
even they
things.
say like dogs don't see the same array of colors that we do, or even not seeing like different types of blindness. It would be really interesting to kind of be able to understand others
Mhm.
within our community on a different kind of level.
You know what would be interesting? Somebody made an app or something about like how people see like visually impaired like different eye conditions and things. Imagine having like sighted people have like a virtual reality headset on and have to go through like some kind of course or something
Experience.
with a specific like eye condition.
That would be pretty cool. I know they have like glasses that can simulate that, but I know what you're talking about, a more like immersive experience.
Yeah.
That would be fascinating. I think it would give people a lot of insight, because even people that are genuinely nice people and don't think that we are somehow sub members or substandard members of society, they can be ignorant merely because they don't know. They can just not understand. And I think
Yeah.
having something like that would be really cool, because it would give people that opportunity to experience.
Or like something that I get because I'm visually impaired, so I have some vision. But and then people get really confused because they're like, well, but you can see, right? But
Yeah,
like,
they don't really get visually impaired. Like, I have enough
yeah,
friends who say I'm visually impaired. I just say blind because people understand it and I don't have to spend 10 minutes. I don't mind spending 10 minutes explaining things, but not all the time. Like
yeah.
I can't do that all the time. So I'll just say I'm blind, because if you say visually impaired, that seems to confuse them more than anything. They're like, well,
Exactly.
see, if you can see, so you're not blind. I'm like, no, but I'm visually impaired. But then you're sighted. So how many fingers am I holding up? And I'm like, at some
Yeah.
point, they need to like eliminate that question from the human language.
Yeah, but I get that like every time I go on Uber, like, oh, but you can see, right? Or like, but what can you see? And then, sometimes I mean, like, I'm totally fine with trying to explain it, but you can't do that every waking minute, every time you meet someone, you know? Yeah, so.
No, it can be difficult. It can be difficult, especially if you have things to do or
Hmm.
you're in a crunch. Sometimes people are easier to explain things to. Like other times, people just don't understand it. No matter how simply you can lay it out, they just can't wrap their minds around it. Like I will tell them, I try to explain it as if to say, you know how your mirrors look after a hot shower? They're all steamy, and all you can see within that mirror are vague shapes of things. That's kind of
Hmm.
how my vision is. But I
Mm.
can see light and dark contrasts. That is something people can kind of understand if you try to kind of, you know, compare it to something they may have seen. Now, it's not exactly like that. My vision is not exactly the way it would look through a steamy shower, because steam is different, but it's a good way of kind of, it's the closest thing I can come to. My world
Yeah.
is not, it's
Oh,
very indistinct. So,
the blind beard is here, and yeah, so he says that he's also blind, and he has a YouTube channel, and gosh, what is wrong with this chat? Um, or I'm just blind, one of the two. I'm just, if
see,
you
I don't know, Carrie. The whole live accessible thing makes me think you might be a little blind, but
Oh,
oh
well,
no, but
no. What does it mean to
you're
be blind? No,
visually impaired. You're not blind.
but I can see, right? So,
I don't
okay,
know.
so
I
that
can't answer
he
that question. I didn't see it coming.
you're killing me. Oh my gosh. And so go check out his channel. He does videos about New York City. And then Kea says that where was it? Why does it keep moving? Okay.
New York City.
Oh, they're
That's
saying
awesome.
that
Does that mean if I collab with you, I get to go to New York?
I know, right? That'd be cool.
Great. New York's
The movie
awesome.
was awful and the series is a lot better. I think they're talking about Daredevil.
I didn't know they had a series. I thought the movie, again, I was really not very impressed. I think it impressed more of the sighted people than it did the blind people, because they're like, oh my gosh, a movie about a blind person that could do something. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of depressing. Actually, it's really sad.
Yeah, and Kea also says that where is it? My luck, I'd get messed up. She'd get a messed up animal that's sleeping all the time, gets distracted too much, and just isn't quite right.
That's great.
Oh my gosh. And then yeah, legally blind also confuses people, is what Cassie says.
Legally blind, yeah, that confuses. That is, I think legally blind. I think it can be confusing because legally blind does that always mean visually impaired? Because it's weird. Because
Yes.
are there some people that are legally blind that can still drive?
Well, okay, so legally blind is anything 2200 or worse, or is it 20 degrees of vision or less? And with correction.
My numbers are.
It's with correction. And there's some people who are legally blind who use
Bioptic drivers. Yeah. Marla Runyon was one before she lost most of her sight. She was a blind runner. I read her biography when I was in senior year, I think, and I just remember that. I absolutely loved it.
Oh, yeah.
She was a bioptic driver for a while. She said her first stop was McDonald's. It was awesome. The McDonald's drive-thru, that's where she went first.
Mine would probably be Starbucks.
Oh my gosh.
I'm obsessed.
Where would I go if I could drive? Like, if I was not in that self-driving car, where's the first place I would take it? Oh my gosh. I don't know, guys. We're throwing a question toward you. If you had a self-driving car, where's the first place you would go? Gosh, I can't even.
Yeah, I'll stay with Starbucks. I'm always going to Starbucks, so I don't know. I like take an excuse to go to Starbucks.
I would take my daughter somewhere, but I don't know where. Like, I would love to go to like Milano's Pizza and Pasta and just get pizza, but I would take her somewhere fun that I can't reach because I can't drive or something. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Like,
oh gosh, I don't know. It's so weird. I probably end up just being boring and going to the supermarket.
Hey, it's a mom thing, you know. You gotta get the groceries.
Or I wouldn't have to drive her to school. Like, her school is right down the sidewalk. Oh my gosh, where would I go? Where would I go if I could go anywhere?
Let's see. Okay.
No.
Because everybody has. Okay, I'm lost. Okay, I have Kay also says that she has a shirt from The Blind Life that says, "I can see, but I can't." Hashtag it's complicated. Yeah,
I like that.
I love that shirt. Yeah.
I can see, but I can't. Hashtag it's complicated. That is pretty much how to describe it.
When I say blind, people accuse me of faking it because I still have residual vision. I'm like, don't promise. What? I didn't promise blind meant totally sightless. You know what they say about assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
It is true. And I don't know. I think.
Legoland with her daughter. That's where she would go, Tony.
Oh, that is so sweet. That is really super sweet.
Little Pablo would want me to go to the Children's Museum here, probably.
Aww.
It's so cute.
Oh, I know. I would take my daughter to Monkey Joe's because she loves that place. It's I don't know if any of you guys have it. It's a play place, and it's got these humongous like blow up like jungle gyms. Honestly, like before they banned adults from crawling around inside it, probably because adults were like trampling 2-year-olds. Um, it's easily big enough for adults to kind of crawl in, and it's all full of air, and it's like there's ladders and there's climbing things and there's slides, and
Oh,
she
that
was
sounds so
absolutely.
cool.
Are you kidding? I went in there with her the first time. Even I had a blast, and I was like 30.
I'd love to do that.
It was
Like,
so much
just.
fun.
I remember I would be like that
Go down the
teenager that
slide
was like
so fast.
18 years old or 16 years old and like be going on the playground.
Are you kidding me? Playgrounds are fun. That's one of the best things about having a kid. You get to play again, and you can always blame them for why you're doing it. She asked me to. That's why I'm on the swing. But she's halfway across the park. Does not matter.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know. But yeah, I think I would take her there. I'd take her to Monkey Joe's because she would be ecstatic.
Wow, yeah, that would be so much fun. Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, you've got two blind moms here, so we got to talk about our kids, right?
Yeah,
There's
we
this
do.
like really cool, like in the Children's Museum, they have like this Krispy Kreme like factory thing where they
Oh
have
my
like all
God.
these little donuts. They're plastic, of course, and then like you put
Donuts.
them in through the conveyor
Oh, they're
belt, and
plastic.
it goes.
You just completely ruined it. I was
What?
daydreaming about crispy. You said Krispy Kreme, and you got me all excited. And then you said, "Oh, but they're plastic."
Oh
You ruined it.
no, no, for little
That's so
Pablo,
cool.
he
That's how
loved it. Yeah, and so he'd
that is
like
so
put it up into like this conveyor belt thing, and then it would
cool.
fall down, and you have to bring the basket over to the
Oh,
other belts, and
cool.
it was just he really liked it. And of course, it made a whole lot of noise, and like it was like bang. And like some of the kids would like throw the donuts, and it's like pick it up.
There was a play. I think it was a play place. I can't remember. Yeah, it was a children's. I don't want to say. I think it might have been a children's museum. It was back in Florida where I used to live. And it was really cool. They had all these things. They even had like this big boat that you could climb onto. You would ascend the stairs and climb up the boat and, pretend to be a sailor on the boat. And they'd have the cabin
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
so
And then
cool.
down below, like in one of the other areas, they would have like the fire truck that you could drive on and stuff like that. And they had this really high quality grocery store, like this market
Oh yeah.
where
Mm-hmm.
they actually had it set up like a real market. They had
Yeah.
real shopping carts, like really, they were small, but they felt exactly the same.
Really?
And
Oh.
and they had really high quality, like plastic types of like food. You would go down the aisles, put the food in your cart and everything, and then you'd go and you'd play, and then the registers actually worked.
Yeah, it's like
Are
this.
you kidding me?
Yes, we
I
had
had
like
fun there.
something similar. Yeah, I
I
had
played
that.
with my daughter there for like ever. I had a blast, and I was like 20 something, like late 20s. But are you kidding me? Like, of course, I wouldn't go in there and play in there without her because, obviously
Then
that
they
would
just
look.
think you're a creeper.
That wouldn't really go over very well. But like,
Yeah.
I think it's really cool being able to play in places like, that donut factory, or because your kids want you to play with them, and it gives you an excuse to have an awesome time with like the really high quality stuff they do for kids nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. And
Fun.
like at the Food Lion, like supermarket, like play place that little Pablo likes, it's like they have like these stations where they actually have like a pot and things, and you can like put your groceries or like your random things in there, which is really cool. And they have like the ice cream cones where you can like
Oh, cool.
put like different kinds of ice cream cones and everything, and they have like these like it's not even plastics. I don't think they had any plastics. It was actually like this like felt kind of thing. Some of them were plastic, but some were felt, and there was like this chicken. It was the most hilarious thing that I saw. It's like this piece of chicken, right? There's a chicken breast, and it has Velcro. Like you can Velcro the wings, the two wings, and the two drumsticks.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. I've seen things like that.
I'm
And
like,
then you can
wow.
cut them with
Yes.
like a little knife through the Velcro
Mhm.
area. It's like to make it seem like you're actually cutting it in half.
Yeah, yeah, yep. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, the first time I saw that, I'm like,
So
wow.
awesome. They have a lot of things things like that. Like, they have some really cool stuff for kids nowadays. It's like, it's pretty awesome. But I think it's fun to kind of like be able to just also, when you're a mom, to kind of make things fun. Like, for example, my daughter does not like going shopping with me. It's not her favorite thing, and I get it. You know, she doesn't like going grocery shopping. She likes Aldi a bit more because it doesn't take us an hour and a half just to get one thing like it does in Wegmans, because even with Aira, it's just takes forever.
Yeah.
Because Aldi's so much smaller. They don't move things around. And anyway, I'll bring her own little shopping cart. Like, I will lug that thing all the way down there just so that she can push it, and kind of like, she loves to kind of go there, and, you know, I'll be like, okay, we need this, and I'll hand it to her, and she'll put it in her little cart, and it's so
That's
much
cute.
fun.
I'm
There
still
are
at the
definitely
stage
ways of getting
where I have to put little Pablo in the shopping cart, because if I let him loose, he just goes off running, and I'm like, no, come back here. And I'm like, the problem with him is he fits in between things that I don't
he's
fit.
really
He's
little.
so little, and I'm like, wait, I can't see you, and you have to understand that I can't see where you're going. So you're good. So we've just been putting him in the cart.
Do you put bells on his shoelaces yet?
No, I don't. I just put him in the shopping cart.
just plop him in there.
So he's pretty happy right
It's
now.
having a toddler. Like, I miss my baby. I love my girl, but I miss the baby years and the little years sometimes.
Oh yeah, I already missed the little baby years.
I miss the diaper days.
We're kind of getting into the terrible two stage, terrible 2, 3s. So
Rosie didn't have terrible 2s. She had terrible 5s and 6s.
oh my goodness,
Yeah,
they still say that it just gets worse as they get older.
No, it doesn't. Usually they grow out of it. She's got we're pretty sure she has ADHD, so that doesn't help with the behavior.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think terrible 2s are just normal, but they do grow out of that. But yeah, I miss the diaper days, which is very funny. But I just miss them, little baby.
Well, little Pablo used to love me to hold him and just cuddle with him, and now he's like, I want to go down. I want to go down. I'm like, oh, where did my baby go?
Right? I just miss the days where I could carry her in one arm and be able to do that with the other hand.
Yeah.
Now she is just above. I'm about 5 feet and about 5'2.5", 5, between 5'2.5", 5'3", depending on whatever scale you're using. Sometimes I measured as 5'2.5". Sometimes I measured as 5'2 3/4". Sometimes I measured as 5'3" or 5'4" if I have my shoes on. And she comes right up to just above my my chest. Like, she's so tall, and she's not overweight or anything. She's just a sturdy girl. Like, she's got a strong bone structure. So carrying her in one arm just doesn't happen.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Very, very heavy.
I'm having trouble with little Pablo. I need to build up more arm strength or something. But he's so wiggly. That's my problem. If he wasn't so wiggly, it wouldn't be as difficult. But and then the more I say don't wiggle, the more he wiggles.
Of course.
Okay, but we're totally off topic.
Yeah, we are. I'm
sorry,
guys.
Oh gosh, so let's see what they're saying in the chat. I have no idea. Oh, they want to go to
Silent Hill. They're like, this is boring.
Okay, let's see. They're talking about Krispy Kreme, and that somebody would go out to Southern Cream.
We lost them at Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah, probably. What? Blind dance in the house. Dark Queen. Oh, he meant dads. Blind dads in the house. Okay, so there's some blind dads here, so they at least they kind of get us. Yeah. If we get adult time, I would love to go to a concert of a theater if I had a self-driving car. That's what I love.
Right, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and There's another dad
I would drive to the
here.
teleportation point so we could all meet up
Oh yeah.
and go to that concert together.
Oh, the Lion King play. They're talking about the
Oh,
Lion King play. Still haven't seen it, but everyone
see,
says it's
that's something I
amazing.
would really like to be able to have enough vision to see. Like, I absolutely love musicals. I love acting. I've always loved creative things, and I would love to be able. I've been to see shows, but I've never actually seen them.
Yeah.
But it would be
Mhm.
awesome to actually be able to see the acting on screen. I mean, on screen,
That's
on
like
stage.
my
Oh,
thing.
that's
Like
cool.
I get a hard time like with movies or shows or uh, like especially acting like shows like musicals and things like that because I've never been able to see them, so I've never really been fully able to appreciate them in a way.
Yeah,
So I
I
I
like
don't
them
know,
if
I'd
they
rather
have
a book.
if they have enough talking and enough singing and stuff, you can kind of follow, but you do end up missing stuff. I mean, obviously it's not the same thing as like Broadway or off Broadway, but I was in pretty much all my middle schools, school play productions and stuff like that. And even on a very small school like scale, there's a lot of choreography that goes into the simplest song. And the fact that you can't really see that choreography in action in like more sophisticated productions, I find that a little sad because a lot of it can be really fascinating.
Well, I don't know. I kind of rather a book or you know what I really liked like OTR, like old time radio because
Mm-hmm.
I mean both sighted and people who are blind they're experiencing the same
Yeah.
thing. Like you're not missing out, which is
No.
what
Audio
I
production
feel like.
is amazing. Graphic
What?
audio does amazing audio
Oh
drama.
yes, graphic audio too, and
I love drama. I love audio drama.
yeah, I like audio
I
dramas
love
and
acting in audio drama. I love post producing audio dramas. It's fun.
I also just like books, you know, because again, you're not missing anything and you
Mhm.
also get like a deeper understanding of
I
everything, you know what I mean? But
it's
you
really
can't
funny.
capture that in movies.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep interrupting. I just my brain won't let me shut up. Um, I agree. Books, I will always choose a book over a movie. People ask me, "Oh, do you have you ever seen this movie? Have you ever seen this movie?" And I'm usually like, "Yeah, no, 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 I know. I am just not a TV person. I'm not a movie person. If I am in the mood to watch a movie, I'll surf like the Blind Mice movie vault for something that seems interesting and then watch that. But I don't go out of my way to like flip through channels. I don't even have TV channels. I have Netflix. Because
Yeah,
my daughter watches Netflix or Amazon Prime videos and stuff. She's perfectly fine.
exactly. I like Netflix better and we don't even technically have a TV. Like we just use it on like the tablet or on a computer or on the phone or anything.
We do have a TV. I mean, it's not ours. We're borrowing it from my father because
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy a TV when I don't want one. I don't use it, and it's really not a big deal. So,
All right. Well, I think that it's time to wrap this up. Little Pablo's going to wake up anytime soon, and I've got to wake him up. Otherwise, if I don't wake him up, he's just not going to go to sleep tonight.
oh no, yeah, I know he was up calling to you a little bit early. He's probably like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever, I'll just go back to sleep.
Yeah, probably. Oh my goodness.
Thank
But
you
yeah,
so
thank
much
you.
for having me.
No, thank you for being part of this. And you are so much fun. I love you. You're
Oh, thank
awesome.
you. I'm so sorry, guys, about making us late. My phone refused to go to landscape mode, and it was my first time using Google Hangout. So every time I pressed a button, something weird would happen, and I'd like throw myself out of the app, or it would turn off my camera, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And like this is like I couldn't even get into my Google account initially because it was being stupid. So I'm like, oh, technical difficulties.
Yeah, but anyway, but I think it was a lot of fun no matter what technical difficulties. And I'm so glad that, you said yes when I asked you.
Oh, I'm
So
so happy that you asked me. Seriously, I was really touched. And thank you all of you for coming and like dealing with my babble and you're still here. Like, oh my god.
And don't forget to check out Serena's channel. Her link is down in the description. Go watch her stuff. Go like it. Go subscribe. And so, yeah.
Yes, please subscribe and let me know about your YouTube channels. I'll take a look at that link that Carrie's gonna show me. But if you guys just send me a message or something on YouTube, and I will totally subscribe to your channel. I want to support everybody out there because I think we all have something to say, and I think everything that we have to say is important and should be heard. So if I can help you guys, I don't have tons and tons and tons of followers, but if I can help you guys get a little bit more exposure, then I'm totally for it because I love you too.
All right, Serena. Well, thanks again. And thank you to everybody who watched. And we had a lot of fun. Thanks for all the comments and the chats and everything.
Yeah.
And we will see you in the next video.
Bye.